Hi everyone. So this is the yoga video that I promised I'd do for you. And the purpose of this video is to help prepare you for meditation. Nothing is going to be overwhelming in this module. I'm not going to ask you to put your foot over your head or something ridiculous like that. Everything is very accessible, and if you feel discomfort at any point, please stop. Don't continue. This should not be a painful procedure. The point of this module is to prepare you for meditation, and that's actually the point of asana, which is what we call yoga in the West. And what really happens with asana, what it's supposed to do is quiet the body so you don't feel uncomfortable when you're meditating. You don't feel spacey, you don't feel like, there's too many thoughts going on in your head when you're trying to meditate. You can actually sit and enjoy your meditation. It's also very important that you know how to breathe properly when you're doing all these practices. You don't want to be using more energy than is required. Okay, so I'm going to post another video teaching you how to breathe properly and use the full capacity of your lungs, use the energy, the hidden energy of your abdomen when you're doing these exercises. It's going to make everything more enjoyable and effortless. So let's begin. Find a comfortable sitting position. If you can't sit like this, what you can do is place a blanket under your hips. You can also place blankets under your knees so that you don't feel any strain. Okay? Another thing you want to do is align everything in your spine, okay, in your spinal column. So the base of the spine should align with the neck. The neck should align with the top of the head. Okay? That will ensure that everything is stacked and comfortable. Okay? You can also play around with bringing your shoulders up, back and down, shoulder blades slightly together. Okay? And you're going to look something like this. I know this camera angle is kind of warped, but trust me, everything's aligned. Okay? Just check it out. Okay? So I'm sitting very comfortably. Base of the spine is aligned with the neck is aligned with the top of the head. Okay? Once you have all that, you're good to go. All right? We'll start with a very simple exercise. Wrist rolls. Okay? What I want you to do is roll your wrists towards each other like this. Okay? This sounds like a remedial exercise, I understand, but try to do it with your breath. Okay? You see, it becomes challenging to coordinate these two things. So I'm exaggerating the breath, but just so you can see. My elbows aren't up like this or anything. They're in a comfortable place, and I'm just doing that. Then I go the opposite direction. Okay, do about 3 sets of 5 with each, and then relax. Next thing we're going to do is shoulder rolls. Okay, in this position, what you're going to do is, on your inhale, lift the shoulders up. On your exhale, bring the shoulders back and down. Inhale up. Exhale, back and down. It's also nice to pay attention to your shoulder blades when you're doing this motion. So as you inhale, you bring the shoulder blades, or you bring the shoulders up. As you exhale, the shoulder blades come together as you roll the shoulders down. Okay, inhale, shoulder blades come apart, shoulders come up. Exhale, shoulder blades come together, shoulders come down. Okay, and you just reverse that motion, move with your breath. Okay, coordinate this with your breath. You will be very glad you did once you start meditating. You'll see where all this stuff comes together. Okay, last thing we're going to do in this seated position is inhale. On your exhale, turn your head. And on your inhale, just tilt the head back slightly. Breathe here for about 5 breaths. And then come back to a neutral position very slowly. Do the opposite side. Stay here for 5 breaths. Okay, you should feel a sensation all the way down the neck here, probably even in the jaw and the scalp. Okay. Very nice exercise. By this point, you should be feeling pretty limber. Actually, we're going to do one more thing. We often ignore the feet, right? And it's cold. It's cold right now. So you're either wearing boots that are squeezing your feet, compressing your feet, or it's cold and the muscles in your feet are compressing already. Okay, so to relieve the tension in the foot, what we're going to do is take your fingers and put your fingers in between the creases of your toes like this. Okay, so creases of the fingers are meeting the creases of the toes. Squeeze, and you'll already feel this is a nice massage. I think they do this in some like nail spas or whatever. Whatever, that's besides the point. Do this, and then you can take the thumb of your opposite hand and massage the arch of your foot. Okay, this is very nice. These 3 practices are very nice to do before you go into bed as well. They'll put you right to sleep. Okay? So then you do the opposite foot, fingers into the creases of the toes, massage with the opposite hand, and be gentle with yourself. You can even coordinate this movement with your breath. Again, you'll thank yourself in meditation when you do this. It'll all come together. Okay? From here, what we're going to do is come onto our backs. Now, before I come onto my back, I'm going to show you how the feet are going to be aligned when you come onto your back. Okay, so look at my feet. Feet are parallel. My knees aren't away. They're not together. They're parallel, perfectly aligned. Okay? So you're going to have that positioning with your legs, and you're going to lay down. Okay? On your inhale, expand the belly, sternum lifts up, lift the hips up. Roll the spine up vertebrae by vertebrae. On your exhale, navel comes to the spine, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae. Okay? Notice I'm not coming up all at once. I'm going to do that slowly. Notice I'm not coming up all at once like this. I am rolling up. Okay? This is going to bring more awareness to your body, about your spine, and it's going to help you coordinate your breath with the movement. It's very therapeutic, very meditative. Okay? Once you do that, about 3 sets of 5 is good. You can start introducing the arms. Okay, we're going to keep it simple for now. We're going to move both arms together. Okay? Make sure your feet are pressed in, knees aren't apart or too far together, and even when you're lifting up, make sure the knees don't come apart. Okay, they're parallel to each other. Okay? Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms come down. The palms are always facing down when the hands come down to the ground. Okay? Notice that this is one movement. I'm not moving my arms and then moving my hips. It's all one movement that's moving with the breath. Okay? Once you're done with that, what you want to do is bring your feet a little bit further than hip width distance apart, and then just simply and move your arms to the sides like this, however is comfortable, really. Again, if your neck is getting uncomfortable, just put a blanket under here or a pillow, and you'll be good to go. All right? From here, just slowly bring the knees from side to side like this. Okay? You want to move with your breath. The way you want to move with your breath is you inhale here when you first begin. As you exhale, bring your navel to your right side. Or I'm sorry, to your left side. So if I'm twisting to the right, my navel is going to the left. If I'm twisting to the left, my navel is going to the right. I'm going to show you one more time. My navel is going this way. So I create an internal twist. Okay? Inhale, come up, and then I go the opposite direction. Okay, you wanna keep oscillating like this, right? So going from one side to the next. I'm not moving with my breath right now because I'm explaining it to you, but I'd like you to move with your breath when you do this. Don't worry about if your hips come off the ground, it's fine. It'll happen. Okay. Once you're done with that, we're going to do a counter posture. What that's going to involve is that you come onto your hands and knees. I'm not hyperflexing in the elbows, okay? Very relaxed. A lot of people have wrist issues here, or their knees hurt. So if you're having either of those problems, put a blanket under your knees or put a blanket under your hands. Another thing you can do to prevent wrist issues and to strengthen your wrist is distribute about 80% of your weight that you have in the arms, distribute that between the index finger and the thumbs. This fleshy region and the thumb and index, that's where you're putting about 80% of your weight. Okay, then spread the fingers out, and then you put the rest of the weight on the rest of the hand. Okay, looking something like this. Okay, notice I have all 90-degree angles here. Right? 90-degree angle here, 90-degree angle here. Okay. Inhale. I'm not lifting the head up or anything, chin is slightly tucked. Exhale, sit back onto your heels like this. Inhale, rise up. Notice the head's not lifting up. Head is just slightly tucked. Okay, this is to relieve your lower back. Now, some of us are carrying some extra weight either here or here, right? And if you're having difficulty sitting back on your heels because of that, you can always put a blanket under your, on top of your feet, so you can sit back onto the blanket. Or you can keep a blanket right where your head's going to rest. So if I were to do that, it's going to look something like this. Right, so I have the blanket here. Just basically minimize the range of motion so it's comfortable. It's not about being flexible, it's about being comfortable, right? So you prepare for meditation. Okay, so do that about 3 sets of 5 is good again. If you have time, do 3 sets of 10. See how that works for you. We're gonna do. Well, yeah, we'll keep everything on the floor, okay? So at this point, you should be pretty comfortable, okay? We're just gonna do 2 more exercises. One is called pigeon. And what you're doing here, this is kind of confusing, so watch carefully, okay? I'll start off like this, just so you can see, okay? Feet are out. Then I'm bringing one knee in like this, and then I'm bringing the thigh of the opposite foot to the sole of the foot here. Okay. I'll do this so you can see. Okay, so this thigh is here. It'll look like this. Okay. Inhale, and then fold over. Okay. That's pigeon. I'll show you from the side. Again, if this is uncomfortable, put some blankets here, okay? Or put some blankets here. Reduce the range of motion so it's easy for you. Okay, so you can breathe, so you can coordinate your breath. You're going to do that on each side, 3 sets of 5 or 10, based on how much time you have. The last thing you're going to do is called Viparita Karan, or legs up the wall. And this is actually excellent for going to sleep, because oftentimes a lot of our blood gets clotted in the legs. The circulation is not so good here because of the force of gravity, right? So our heart has to do a lot of work. So if you want to take some work off the heart, have better circulation here, have an easier time going to sleep, you can do this exercise called Viparita Karani. You can do it on a wall as well. I actually recommend you do it on a wall. Lay down, feet up. Okay? If this is uncomfortable, you can always place a blanket under your head, and you can always place a blanket under your hips. Okay? Again, same thing with the alignment. You want to make sure that your feet are parallel, okay? That they're not splaying out or coming in too much. Very comfortable. And if you're against a wall, it's easy, right? Just like that. Do that for like 2 minutes. You're going to feel really calm, very good. Okay? That right there is a comprehensive yoga practice. Okay? Minus a twist. We could have done a twist. Not necessary. At least for this module. But let me know what you think. Let me know if this helped you out at all. And please watch the breath video. It's very useful. And if you don't understand anything in this module, watch this over again. It seems remedial, it seems easy, but coordinating these things with your breath can be challenging. Thanks everyone. Let me know what you think.